Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. We've all been there, stuck in traffic. But have you ever been stuck so long you thought you might actually have to set up camp on the highway?
I can't say I have, but it sounds rough.
Yeah, well today we're talking about a traffic jam so epic it holds the world record. So buckle up as we explore the infamous Gotthard Tunnel in Switzerland, where in May of 2018, drivers found themselves in a standstill. And not just any standstill, a 28-kilometer one.
Wow, 28 kilometers.
Yeah, 28 kilometers. That's longer than a marathon. Could you imagine?
I mean, that's got to be, at least a full work day of just sitting there.
Oh, yeah. We're talking about 5 hours of complete standstill. Imagine the frustration, the missed appointments, maybe even missed flights. And here's the thing. It wasn't some massive accident that caused this.
Oh, really? What was it?
It was actually a chain reaction of events.
Interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that. So, for those of us who haven't had the pleasure of driving through it, tell me a little bit about the Gotthard Tunnel. What makes it so crucial?
Well, the Gotthard Tunnel is a major transportation route through the Swiss Alps. It's a lifeline for commerce, tourism, all sorts of essential things. When things go wrong there, it impacts a huge number of people.
So it's a major artery. Got it. Now, I'm really curious, how did this record-breaking traffic jam even start?
Well, the first domino to fall was actually a bus fire.
Oh, no. In the tunnel.
It wasn't actually in the Gotthard Tunnel, but it was in a key alternative route, the San Bernardino Pass Tunnel.
Ah, okay, see?
So when that happened, that tunnel closed down, and that forced all traffic onto a single route, the Gotthard.
Ah, so everything just backed up.
Exactly. And, the tunnel is designed for high volume, but this was beyond anything they'd anticipated. It's almost like a real-life demonstration of how fragile these critical pathways can be.
Yeah.
One unexpected event, and everything grinds to a halt.
It really is, and that makes you think about the ripple effects. It's not just the inconvenience of being stuck. There's economic impact, potential delays in emergency services, all sorts of things to consider.
Exactly. And to make matters worse, right in the middle of all of this, a car breaks down inside the Gotthard Tunnel itself.
Oh no, that's like adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah, it really was. It's like something out of a disaster movie, but this was all too real for the people who were stuck.
Absolutely. And it makes you wonder about the traffic management systems in place. I mean, you'd think there'd be some protocols to prevent or at least mitigate this kind of massive backup.
You would think.
Yeah.
But how is traffic normally managed in such a vital tunnel anyway?
Well, the tunnel actually does have sophisticated systems in place. Monitoring and ventilation, emergency exits, and protocols for incidents. But here's the thing. The sheer volume of traffic diverted from the San Bernardino Pass was just too much.
So the system was overwhelmed.
Exactly. They just weren't prepared for that level of traffic all at once.
So this leads to a pretty big question.
Yeah.
What can be done to prevent these types of disruptions in the future? Is it all just bad luck, or are there solutions?
Well, I don't think we should just chalk it up to bad luck. There are definitely things we can do. For starters, we could invest in additional routes.
Oh, like alternative routes, so we're not relying on just one.
Exactly. Think of it like having a backup generator for your house, just in case the power goes out. If we had more routes, we'd have more options when something like that bus fire happens.
Redundancy. I like it. Makes sense. What about inside the tunnel itself? What can be done there?
That's where intelligent traffic management systems come in. Sensors that can detect slowdowns early and then dynamically adjust speed limits to keep things flowing.
Ah, that's interesting. So kind of anticipating problems before they cause a huge backup.
Exactly. And of course, we need rapid response teams that are trained for these specific situations.
Right, because the faster they can clear an incident, the less impact it has on everyone else. It seems like a lot of this comes down to preparation and having systems that are adaptable.
It absolutely does. But it goes beyond infrastructure, too. We can also encourage changes in travel behavior. Think about it. What if more people opted for public transport or staggered their travel times to avoid peak hours?
That's a good point. We often focus on the physical solutions, but changing how we think about transportation in general is important, too.
Exactly. We have to think holistically.
This traffic jam, as crazy as it sounds, is a great example of how interconnected our transportation systems are and how important it is that they're resilient.
It really highlights that need for flexibility and adaptation in the face of the unexpected. You never know what's going to happen.
So next time you're on a road trip, maybe spare a thought for the folks who are stuck in that record-breaking jam, and maybe even think about what role we all play in ensuring smoother journeys in the future.
That's a great takeaway. We can all be part of the solution.